Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for my final episode of Season 2 on Amazing Paper. I have Rusli here with me today. Hey, hi Rusli.
Hi, how's it going?
He's going to be joining us today for our walkthrough of our Japanese island build that we have been working on all season now. So we're so excited to show it to you.
It's my first time on YouTube, so be gentle.
Oh yeah, no, you're with me. No gentleness, just shenanigans. Would you say that this was our largest build that we've done?
Collectively, yeah. I'd say if you took a look at everything that we've done this season, this is our largest combined build ever.
Yeah, I think I could agree with that. I mean, minus Tirith was a really big build, but I wouldn't say that we necessarily completely finished it. We had all the houses and we didn't do the interiors, and we did do that this season, the interiors of the builds.
That's true, and this was our first time doing Japanese-style building, and so we had a lot to learn, and the interiors were challenging and quite a bit interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of the buildings didn't have any interiors for most of the season because we were not sure how to do them.
And they still don't.
Anyway, okay, so here we are inside of our pagoda. This is where it all started, was with the pagoda. And interestingly enough, I would say this is where it ended too, because we never did fill this building until the end of the season.
No, we did not. And just as a few notes, this pagoda was based off of the design by Sheep GG, but we did a lot of customization. So there were a lot of personalization and changes we made, like the scale is quite a bit different. It's smaller than Sheep GG's design.
And the entire interior is totally different.
Correct.
We did our own thing, like an iron farm in the top of it.
Surprise.
Which is hidden behind this scaffolding here. I thought that was pretty cool. Good idea.
Well, and that was our general philosophy this time, was micro farms. We've done a lot of large farms in the past and ended up with way more resources than we ever needed. And so micro farms with us working here all the time worked out really well. We had more than we needed still.
Yeah, it was flowing over most of the time. Oh, and here, we have a name for our island now, right?
That's right.
And it's Turtle Island, right?
Kame Island.
Kame Island.
But yeah, Turtle Island.
Kame in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Turtle Island because the turtles moved in later.
They did, yes.
And we had no better idea. Oh, this is called what's this called
again? Reliquary.
Reliquary. The pagodas had reliquary. So this is our reliquary, we decided. And this is an egg that was donated to us by Rimure that he left in a treasure chest for me. And so we put it on display here too. We thought that was appropriate.
Yep.
So would you say that this is the north door here?
Yep, that's our north door.
North door. Okay, we're heading out the north. So let's head out here. I might need to back up here so we can get an actual look at the whole pagoda from the outside. That would be a lamppost that I just walked into. And that would be another lamppost that I just walked into. That's the pagoda. And Rusli did most of the structure. I did most of the sweat and tears.
You were pretty much nonstop farming logs for me.
Farming logs, yes.
Because this one was really expensive in terms of wood.
Yes, and it also required us to build the Guardian farm.
Right.
Because of all the dark prismarine.
And somehow get all the bone blocks that we used for this too.
Yeah, I don't, oh yeah, nether trips. I died a lot. I went into the nether. And I also bought a lot from Citrus Things, who had a shop for bone blocks. So it was a combination. Yep. And later, when we got to my flower shop, we actually found a skeleton farm, which then supplied all the bone blocks.
Yeah, things went a lot faster then.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Okay, and then this was part of the original idea, was these ponds, but then I decorated them the way I wanted to decorate them.
Yeah, they've gone through a lot of changes. I mean, we used to have koi, for example.
There's still koi. See, look, koi.
There's one.
One koi.
They like to jump up on the shore.
Woo, back into the water. Okay, cool. And early on, I saw this, even years ago, this idea of putting the coral on trapdoors. And I have been looking for a way to use that. And as soon as you said you were doing a pagoda and there were ponds out front, I was like, yes, coral on trap doors. It's going in.
Yep, we use that in multiple places, so we're going to see that again.
Well, we try not to overuse it. Was there anything else about the pagoda you wanted to mention?
Yeah, so pagodas always have an odd number of floors.
Oh.
Usually 3 to 5. And they can be made of stone or wood traditionally. So a lot of them used to have reliquaries, but that usage has kind of gone out. So just a little bit of brief history on the pagoda.
Yeah, that was good to know. I didn't know that. Okay, so I just heard a baby zombie in the background, and you'll notice I didn't jump.
I guarantee it's not a baby zombie.
It's not a baby jump.
No, it's our problem project.
It's our problem project. Why don't you tell us what your enhancements to our problem project?
Well, you see over here we have a really messy bird.
Messy bird.
And this bird has memorized quite a few monster sounds and loves to share them with us. So we usually, when running back to our storeroom, which is underneath the pagoda, get a little bit of a surprise.
Yes,
like
we do.
A baby zombie, or a guardian, or a creeper. Yep.
That was funny.
We keep our pig step right here next to him so that we can keep him busy.
That was easy for you to get, wasn't it?
No, that took a while.
I can't believe you went out and did that. How many days did you spend on that?
Strider days? I'm not sure. Yeah, I was quite the traveler in the nether. This was before we had any kind of flight options.
Flight, yeah. Well, we still don't really have flight options. We're kind of the land-based players on the server. Okay, well, I think we're going to head this way. Was there anything else over here with Zombie Bird?
No. Oh, there we got a spider.
A spider, yeah. Okay, and as we're going by, I just wanted to quickly point out the monument over here, which I call the Lodestone Monument. In my last video, we painfully crafted 9 nether ingots into lodestone so that I could decorate with them. Yeah, call me crazy. Yep. Just call me crazy.
They sure do look good, though. And we're transitioning into night, so that'll give us a really good view of the island and all the lighting.
Okay. You think we're safe here, huh? Maybe for a little while.
We'll see.
Okay, wow. Okay, so this was a really late addition, and I have not seen all of these, but you got a bee in your bonnet and made these adorable little, like you just added life to our island by adding all these little mannequins and everything.
Kimono girls.
Kimono girls. They're so cute.
And my attempt at a bicycle here.
Oh, I missed it.
Yep.
I didn't see the bicycle. That's actually a really good attempt. Did you see that online somewhere?
No, well, a couple of the ideas, yes, but a lot of it's custom. So I had to use 2 armor stands. One looks like this kickstand right here that's holding it up.
I saw that.
And you know, square wheels. We're Stone Age here.
Square Minecraft.
So I played around with a lot of different options. I tried to use the leather helmet here as a seat, but that didn't end up working. I couldn't get the elevation right without having a hole underneath it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So this was my end attempt at it.
Okay. Well, so we're coming into a build that was primarily all of this is you. So why don't you kind of lead and I will follow?
Yeah, so this is an early build that I did. You can see we've gotten a little garden and a wheelbarrow set up and a lot of decorating, but this used to all be just stone and dirt. Nothing else, and so...
No, actually, it was a mountain.
That's true. We cut it down first. So we added in like this little reflecting pool and grass and flowers and all of that. But if we come inside this build that I've done, this was one of my earlier builds. I've got some of the... Like, I've got a room here where you can sit around a table with all of the different little bonsai going on. And views out into the area around our island. So that worked out really well.
Sneak peek of some things coming up. What would you call this house? Like, would you call it like an estate or?
Yeah.
I call it the mission house.
Yeah, and that's a good name for it. It's not very traditional in terms of Japanese design and style. The roof is more in that style. But I didn't use a model for this one. This was just me creating something to try to make it look like a Japanese build. Later on, we actually looked at real designs or real houses and use those as our guides, and we're going to get into that in a minute.
And we have a little secret over here, don't we?
Oh yeah, we do. So here's our little sand castle.
The Sand Castle Beach. Oh gosh. I was really impressed you came up with the Sand Castle. I like it. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay, keep going.
You know, a lot of people have started using the campfires for builds and designs.
Yes.
And it works out pretty well. But I think over the course of building, we learned some other techniques to have the same effect that maybe work a little bit better.
This is true. But we still use them in a few places, just maybe not quite as many of them.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this right here, this was a feature that I added to your little area. I could just picture the people who live here, or maybe this was some sort of vacation home, that they would just want to sit here and look out over all the beautiful scenery and paint pictures. That's what I would do.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of scenic views on our island.
Yeah, okay.
And speaking of which, you can see one way over there, which is our lighthouse.
Yes, our lighthouse, which we did in an earlier video. We're not going to go over there today. We'll do we'll do a fly around of it for people to see. Mm-hmm. But there was an earlier episode completely about me building that lighthouse.
Next up, we have a little corner store, which you built, actually. You want to tell us about it?
Oh, yes. So this space looked really open, and there was just one big flat side of this wall. So I decided to squeeze in a little shopping area, grocery shopping area, market thing with some barrels of various tasty items to buy and some baskets of fruits and stuff there. Just a little fill-in area.
Yeah, and that worked really well. This next piece is the Manga Shop, which I built. It's a design by Freedom, and I did do some customization, but most of this is very similar to his design. And I did that because it was just such a great design. It was a great way to learn some of the Japanese styles from someone who does a whole bunch of masterful Japanese builds. So if you have not looked at his channel, give it a look.
Oh, he has some great builds. And every single one of them is this cluttered too. Just packed full. And not just random stuff. Stuff that actually fits with the build. And it just blows my mind that he could think of that many different ways to...
Like the dragon head.
Yeah, like just to squeeze things in.
Or the little toy models.
And repurpose things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I forgot the plushie of Steve.
Right.
That's so cool.
Figurines. So it really gave it a great feel. And I did some decorating upstairs, but...
Should I go up there real quick?
Sure.
It's just a bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Up there. Yeah. Yeah, nice painting selection.
Right.
Perfect. Okay, cool. And then I noticed as we were coming in, there was a guy on the road.
Oh, yeah. You can see he's heading home. He picked up all his books and some candles to read them by, and he's off to get his manga reading in.
It looks like he spent his life fortune on them.
Oh, that's not unusual.
Again, another build by... Oh, wait.
Oh, we have this well here.
Oh, yeah, I threw this in. Another addition by me. I just kind of threw in here in another little pocket of space. Added a well. Done.
And, you know, we've started using the grindstone a lot in our builds, simply because it worked really well in the Japanese style.
Well, and they turn so many different directions.
Right, exactly. So this is probably my favorite build, and this one was all custom, so I did this one myself. It is based off of actual bathhouses, so I did some research and found some designs and photographs of real bathhouses. This one's based off of the one that was used in the Miyazaki Spirited Away films.
Oh, okay.
So you see I've got some of the coral there to be the water lilies, and
yes.
We have the outdoor baths set up.
There's even wildlife in it.
Yeah, and there's a cave bath as well.
Nice.
So I really tried to cover all the bases.
This is the cave bath. Yeah.
Yep.
And some deeper pools here.
Yep. A wading pool. Mm-hmm.
A relaxing pool. Okay, are we going in the front door?
Yeah, let's go in the front.
All right, let me parkour badly over the wading pool here. And the steam coming out, I like it.
Yep.
Cool.
So here we've got the entry to the bathhouse.
Sorry, I'm talking to the attendant. She's so cute. Okay, sorry.
And then, of course, the men's and women's. You go through your own, and then you leave your clothes and your shoes, grab a towel, take a shower, and then you've got private baths.
Private baths.
Yeah.
It's good to be clean.
You're on the men's side.
I'm on the men's side.
So I tried to find a way of using all of the glazed terracotta because that was something I hadn't used before, and I could get some really good designs with those.
Oh, look at the ceiling. Wow. You know, it almost looks like it's reflecting off to the other side. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, so if you remember, you recommended I take a look at using some of the see-through trapdoors for the roof.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't expect you to use them so well.
It came out really good.
Yeah.
So then from there, you enter the bath proper, and on this side, you've got an infinity pool.
That's what it's called?
That's correct.
Why?
Because it kind of goes on to infinity, right? It blends
the
into the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So that's that. We've got some scares. We've got some stairs to the bedrooms upstairs. And then we've got the combined baths in here.
Men and women.
Yeah, and you'll notice we have a couple of patrons here.
Where?
Right over there.
Nice.
And
Steve's here.
Right over here, we've got Alex.
Oh, Alex. Steve and Alex are here, hanging out.
Yep. So, I mean, a lot of times the whole family goes.
Oh, so this would be more like a family area.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Where are you taking me next?
And then you head this direction. We go out the other way, and you have a different view of the open air baths and some of the nice greenery that you added in for me with your external decoration. Yeah. Another
use of coral. All right, coming on out. This area was primarily my build. And first of all, the lake. Help! I'm being ambushed.
So you've got the lagoon here.
The lagoon, which the zombies frequent. Yeah, so this build style of the reeds and stuff like that was an idea that one of my builders from my other personal server showed me when we were working on an area there, and I just knew I had to bring it in over here. And I added these floating lanterns for the Floating Lantern Festival, which would have looked like cut out paper lanterns, but this was the closest I could get to that. Starting here and moving on down the river, which we will get to follow along here soon. And this is my fountain, my Japanese style fountain. I love building water fountains. And so I used the new azaleas to be part of the stairs coming up and out of the area and set it down. And I like that dimension of like sinking it in.
Yeah, this build that you did came out really well. I liked your block choice and how all the components worked.
Well, and then a secret visitor came and planted these awesome drip leaves, which was a perfect idea. It was a great addition.
It's a parkour test for you.
No, just no. And then, so this side of our island was kind of just plain, but I did try to give it some love too. So I added a little bit of flowering stuff and some reeds just to kind of dress up this side of the island as well, coming in from this angle. So
we really on this build we really focused on every single aspect,
all of it, yes,
of the location for sure.
Yeah. So next up is the shrine mountain.
Right. I built this mountain by hand, and then I did the trees. This was meant to represent some of the giant trees that you get in Japan. There's just the huge generational trees, or the ones that have the massive trunks. I forget what kind they are, but Then you climb 1,000 steps up here through the gate, and then we're at the little shrine here.
Which used to have these very gorgeous dark oak doors that got replaced several times. We should have replaced them at least for this video again.
Well, I mean, now we have this gorgeous shrine maiden instead.
Yes, isn't she cute? I love all your little mannequins that you put up. They're adorable. They add so much life.
Yeah, we had to build this early on because we needed access to the nether ceiling for the highway. So we ended up doing this pretty early. And, you know, I haven't used a lot of acacia before, but I found in this Japanese build that the acacia worked out really well.
We used a lot of acacia this build.
We did, and especially the trees.
The logs.
Well, no, growing the trees. That
Oh,
worked
yeah,
out
as bonsai.
as really interesting cherry tree and other kinds of designs. So then
there's some more right there.
Yeah. Then heading down here, you can see a fortress, a Japanese fortress I created.
But a small scale version.
Small scale. I have a larger one
on another server.
Modeled this off of, and you know I'm happy enough with it. But working in the smaller scale here was really challenging. This is only 3 stories tall, and the other one is about 5, and that gave me a lot more room to work with detail.
Right.
But this is a custom design as well, and I based this off of real fortress designs.
And then this was kind of a part of the island that was sticking out here that hadn't been taken care of, so I threw a jungle in.
Bamboo forest, and yeah.
Pandas not included.
Yeah, no pandas.
I didn't go find any pandas. I don't think on this server I've even seen a single panda yet.
I have, but it was in someone else's zoo.
On this server?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Trying to remember where I saw that.
Okay, so here are the lanterns coming downstream, and they end up out here in the ocean, like they would in Japan, in a big pile just floating off into the ocean. And then this is a jungle path to get us over to the jungle over here. So let's head on over to the docks. Take a look at, oh, it looks really nice from this viewpoint. That's cool. So here, heading into the docks, we're heading towards your, what is this thing called? Is it just a ship?
I think it's known officially as, well, not officially, but I think it's generally known as a Chinese junk. But I think that's kind of a derisive term. This is a design by Lord Dacker, which I found and just loved the design of the sails and the other things the details that he put into his ship. And so I added this to fill in some of this space in the dock and to give it more life.
Well, it definitely gave it life. I mean, you can't miss it now when you come in to port.
Yeah, no, the bright
impressive
colors and the acacia and all of that makes it really stand out. And it's just chock full of details. I mean, we did a lot of custom work in here, like in the captain's cabin and that kind of thing. But his design ended up just really inspiring a lot of creativity for getting everything set up for this ship.
Nice. Very good. And isn't there a cargo hold or something?
There is. You can go right down there.
It's here? Tight spaces.
Yep.
I'm not good at ladders.
Oh,
dear.
You just walk in.
That's what they always say. And what's this? The ship's manifest?
Yeah, this is the cargo manifest here.
Nice.
You've got some water barrels and then a whole bunch of stuff they're transporting.
I love these baskets. That was a brilliant. I saw them as an egg nest, and I was like, no, those make really good food baskets. Anyway, okay. We should go take a look at the docks, probably. So I think we can see the docks best from. Oh, nice dog, by the way.
Yep. It's a
what
dock
happened?
hand.
This dock is funny. Oh, this is a dock hand?
No, the dog.
The dog is a dock hand.
This guy's bringing in stuff off the ship.
Nice. Great chest up top there. And then we've got a bunch of cargo here up in the docks. That was added early on.
Yeah, this was all part of your build for the docks and the gates.
What the heck is this?
Ah.
What's with the chicken?
This is a farmer. And she doesn't seem to have realized that she brought more than the hay.
She's so cute. Oh, I got it. That's so funny. That's funny. I love it. Okay, so here is a little house. It was my first attempt at a Japanese build. While Rusli was building the pagoda, I tried to start this house, and I sort of like it. It's a good first effort, but I definitely got better later in the season. The garden part was easy. I picked up on the garden stuff really fast. But the roof lines for the Japanese builds was a bit of a challenge for me. And so this is my private little room with my private little Furby.
You won that as an award, right?
I did. I won that in the competition for eating a bunch of cookies.
And notice the looms in the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Very
looms.
creative.
Well, that was one of my first attempts at making, what are the rugs called? Lattice rugs?
You mean the wood mats?
Yeah, whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first attempt at that. Again, all of that matured a lot in this. As we get to the other houses, you'll see that is evolved a lot. And this is another first build of mine. It is supposed to be, so this is a moon gate, right?
That's right.
You were building them on your bathhouse, so I put one on my stage, which is a taiko drum stage.
Yeah.
And it's didn't ever get finished because I didn't get the armor stand book to pose the armor stands, but they're supposed to hold sticks and play. These are supposed to be taiko drums. So this is the taiko drum outdoors theater stage thing that I built.
Right next to our dragon sculpture.
Our wingling dragon.
Yes.
That looks like a seahorse.
Well, he's a mix between a seahorse and a
wingling dragon. But we have to go back here behind the stage because I added something late in the game that you may not have known about.
Oh, yeah. No, I have not seen this yet.
I added a little patio area, so after theater, you could go to your ramen shop there that we're about to head over to and eat your ramen down here.
Yeah, no, right here by the river. That's really nice.
Right by the river.
Yep.
So there's a couple little seating areas, and we can see your house over there, and a couple little seating areas here for people to sit and enjoy their ramen.
Yep, this is fantastic.
Or tea. So let's move over to the right, and we should come out at your ramen house here.
Yeah, so that was one of my earlier builds as well.
And the banners, that's the other thing. You went crazy on banners, and I can't believe you found a banner that looked like rice and chopsticks.
Well, I found like 15 banners or something like that from Skrinekdima, and they really inspired me, and so I found a lot of places to put them. This is kind of a tea house, and see you've got the mugs and that kind of thing, or ramen. Although ramen shops usually like their mobile carts and the like, but or you've got a bar like where you sit up against a higher table. So this is more like a traditional tea house with the low tables.
What's this guy here doing?
Oh, he's delivering. So he's got ramen in his crates and he's rushing to deliver these orders.
Oh, delivery man.
Yep.
This is a modern day Japanese
You can see
town.
He's got it looped up over his head there so he can carry the heavy weight of all that ramen. Let's look at your blacksmith next.
Oh, we're going to do the blacksmith? Okay, we can do that next. Let's do that. So from the very beginning, I wanted a blacksmith in our town. Rusli normally builds a blacksmith's, and I wanted to do one this time, and I was at a loss. But the only thing I really had pictured was this. I wanted lava. I wanted a foundry with lava coming down into it. So that was the only thing I really had in my mind. And I built that and I couldn't figure out what else to do with it. So I built it in this shape so that we could add a weaponsmith and an armor smith. But Rusli went ahead and helped me finish up the weaponsmith and the armor smith. Why don't you tell it?
So we've got some swords, we've got some axes, and we have some maces.
So swords, axes, and maces.
Yep. Our traditional katana is back in the pagoda.
And we've got
so then on this side we've got some Some armor. Yeah, we've got a piece of armor that's being worked on here. And then you've got some completed armor pieces and some display items.
Perfect. And that finished off our
All
blacksmith.
these details.
All right. And so, but then next, around the corner.
Yeah, you've got this guy here bringing in some more supplies.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Very good. And then normally I would build the flower shop, but Rusli built the flower shop this time.
Yeah, well, you know, we like trading our roles this time. So
you already gave me a tour of this and it made me laugh. So why don't you come around back here and explain this to them?
Oh, okay. So you've got your dead bush that they took off the display because it had died. And then you've got a little mess here that comes from fertilizing and then a little pile of drainage from one of the plants. It's this.
Oh, I thought that was just like poo or compost or something.
Sure,
I don't know.
You've got some compost and other stuff back here. So
right. So that was our attempt at switching roles.
Yeah. Maybe we should just stick with the things we're good at.
Let's stick with the things we're good at. And then I wanted to fit this kind of a light fixture in somewhere, but it fit really well here at the end of the street. And also tied in really nicely with the shrine shop that I got to build. So we have the little shrine tags that they write their messages on.
Oh, you mean the little fortune sticks that they pull and determine what their fortune is?
Right. And some bells and candles and totems and things. And yeah, that's my shrine shop. Oh, and some of your banners that you did.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I really liked how you put together a lot of the components that we don't use that often. Like
the red nether brick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the warped wood and worked really well with the prismarine.
Yeah. Okay. So at this point, I think...
The dojo.
Oh, we didn't do the dojo yet. Oh, yeah. Let's go do the dojo. Sorry.
Well, you don't have to apologize to me. You better apologize to your instructor here. Looks like he's been waiting.
Oh, gosh. Did we keep him waiting?
Yeah.
So sorry, instructor.
Yeah, bow. Bow.
This used up so many expensive blocks because you built the entire floor out of
beehives.
Yeah.
Well, it was the best texture that we found for the flooring.
The light color flooring.
Yeah.
And then, of course, a whole bunch of barrels.
Right.
Which aren't cheap. And what other expensive items did you use in here? Like the whole thing's built out of workbenches.
Yeah, it's got a lot of logs in it, and so those tend to be more expensive.
Trapdoors.
That's right.
Ladders. Did you made me craft like 4 stacks of ladders?
Yep, because those got put on the outside. That's right.
I'll have to go out there and look at that.
But this was all a custom design as well that I did from photographs and different designs of dojos. So we're getting better at our custom designs here and really getting a handle on the Japanese style, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, and out front, you have to show us this right here, too.
Oh, well, we have a couple of statues.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, here's those ladders you were telling us about. These go on all the walls on the outside of the dojo.
That's right. It also makes it really hard to walk along the side.
Because as soon as you get close to them, you get slowed down. But with all this other stuff around, you don't usually run on there. Just when you're delivering more ladders to the person building it.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Well, now we need to go back to the pagoda and we're going to head out the opposite direction. I think we're going to head to the east now. This is the best vantage point to show off this. I added this just at the last minute of the banners.
Oh, yeah, that came out really nice.
Yes, and we have a couple lovely ladies down there, charming ladies.
Yes, we
coming into town.
Some more kimonos.
Yes. Okay, but we're not going this way. We're going to head on. The best way to go around is here to the east for the village. Because the first thing I want to show them is one of my favorite features, which is the Zen Garden. When I think Japanese, the sand gardens where they rake the gardens and they have the stone structures in the middle. And I've been thinking all season where we could squeeze one in. And I just popped this in here. And this is my tanuki, my stone tanukis that I wanted to have. required some armor stands, and they looked really bad at first. My first examples were really bad, but I love the way they came out.
Yeah, no, they're very nice.
And also part of my Zen garden, I wanted to get some pet rocks from Retro Barber's shop. So I thought I could place the pet rocks, but when I did that, I killed them. I mean, imagine killing a pet rock, but I killed a pet rock by setting it down. I didn't know in Minecraft you couldn't set down named blocks. So here they are on their block counterparts.
Yep,
so,
they fit in real well.
Yeah, it came out better than I expected.
Need to put a rake out here.
You're holding the rake. Go ahead and rake. Get to raking. There you go. Good job. Good job. All right, rake boy, come this way. All right, going over this way is the Gatehouse that I built. This is a derivative work that I found online, and it's written down somewhere here. It was a YouTube video I found by GGMC, and I just modified it to my colors and to my liking. And yeah, just a gatehouse to kind of fill in this tight, narrow area that I had nothing else to put in. And we have some people
bringing supplies and materials. He's got quite the load there.
Yes, he does. Totally. And then in the front of this house area, I built another little sitting area for people to dine. I'm big on dining outside.
Now, this was all your custom work as well, right?
Of course, yes.
This is like all the houses we're going to look at here.
All of them except for one.
Mm-hmm.
After building my first house, it was my first attempt at trying to learn from some people online, and then I took that and modified it. These skeleton horses that kept popping up all over our island got their own little pen area, and it says, "Don't beat a dead horse."
Yep.
And I presume the stick is for beating the dead horses?
Well, that's right.
Okay, right.
I always feel like I'm going to develop seasonal allergies in your builds. All this green stuff falling on me.
All right, so yeah, just a little horse station because I needed them out of the way, so I built that real quick and put them on there.
Well, what else were we going to do with a skeleton trap?
Well, I was going to kill them, but you didn't want them off the island, so I found them a home instead. This dog wandered in while I was building this house. You've seen it already in one of my videos, but I said in my video that this was a checkerboard.
Probably Go or Shogi.
Right. So one of my viewers recommended that it's probably Go or Shogi. Mm-hmm. So Citrus Things recommended that. It was probably that. So I did want to come in here and comment on that. And then the front porch area. I
always like how you use your outdoor spaces.
Really?
I do.
Oh, thank you. Outdoor spaces are my favorite, actually. I prefer them to the indoor ones. And then I built this little fishing town out on the water. And so the next house that we're going to go to is the smokehouse. And you can see I built these little boats for the fishermen to go out and some wild rice paddy fields kind of filling in the lake area. And we've got the owner of the establishment.
Yeah.
Heading out with some
bringing
kelp.
Some of the dried kelp and other supplies into town. Right. You actually started this one by building the smokehouse first, right? And then built the house around it.
I did. I built this first and I built the house around it. So this was an outdoor. I wanted the smokehouse to be connected to the house. And the only way I could think of doing that was to build the smokehouse first and then design the kitchen around it, and then design the rest of the house. So this is where they dry their kelp, and there are smokers, and they've got seaweed. Their baskets of kelp, seaweed, and some boiling facilities, and a little lunch break place here. So that was the original part of this build, which then turned into the house. So we'll go back here into the kitchen, which is where the smokehouse comes out. In case you need to tend to things while you're in the kitchen, and a tight little kitchen in here. Oh, and some terracotta, like Rusli was trying to use terracotta. I try to use some as well. And a little dining area. What do they call these cook things that they put in the middle of their tables?
I don't remember.
Okay, I don't either. But anyway, that's there. And we've got a little personal gong shrine here. And some more of Rusli's banners. and a little sitting area and a bedroom area with a lamp stand. And one of the things that I like about the Japanese houses that I've seen, the real ones that I've seen online, were these sliding doors. This is my take on sliding doors, which lead out to the ocean and a deck. More of our fireplaces. Okay, and that's this building, some hanging plants, and that's it. But if we move right along through the lake docks here, I made a gazebo out here on the water for people to gather in and made a little fire pit. Not much, really.
Yeah, no, that's a good combination, though. I like the fire and water.
Fire and water. In case there's fire in the wood that I built it with. I really like your touch that you added to my rice paddy.
Sure. So you built the rice paddy, and I was like, how does that work? You've got to have somebody out there who's doing the work.
Someone's got to be doing the work.
So we've got this poor guy out here who's having to add the rice and plant it and do all that hard work.
I thought that was perfect. And I worked for 2 days on something that would look like rice paddies. And I tried wheat, and I tried reeds, and I tried sugar cane. I got trapped underneath one of the features and drowned to death. And I just couldn't come up with anything I liked. And then I came up with this, and I love this. I did not see anything like this online for a rice paddy, other than the actual pictures. And that's how I got this idea, was I started looking at real rice paddies in Japan, and they were most of the time very green, which is why I didn't like the wheat, because the wheat would grow up and then it didn't look right anymore.
Yeah, you know, of all the things that we've learned in doing this build, I think using photographs and real models is going to be the biggest change I incorporate going forward in my Minecraft builds.
Yeah. So going forward, again, more outdoor spaces, which I love doing. So just another example of some outdoor spaces. And then taking away some lessons from Rusli's bathhouse, I built a private bath for this residence here to enjoy.
Looks so inviting.
Right? I want to live in this house. This is my house. We're going to sneak up the back path here, and then we'll come back into the upstairs of this house. Because there's some more features out here. Oh, and some more girls. Why did you put my cat up here?
Well, you know, I figured that...
Is it a dead cat?
No.
Oh, it's supposed to be a live cat.
It's a very fat cat.
Oh, I like it. The girls are taking a very fat cat for a walk. Twins, no less.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just another little park area with another shrine, gong shrine, that I put in here to fill in some narrow space here.
It even works.
Oh my gosh, I never thought of that. You can hit the gongs, of course. Okay, so this is the house that has the garden downstairs, and I wanted some hanging plants, and we started collecting a bunch of these head blocks, and they're very useful for placing down for fun little things in the manga shop and here in the houses, and a little bit of another kitchen. And if we come downstairs here, there's a little bedroom with some creeper modern art.
Because who wouldn't want to sleep under the threat of creepers?
Right. Some more loom mats and some towels. Yeah. So that's it. And the next house up here is the house that I got the idea from online. This came from online. And I call it the cabin. It looks more like a log cabin to me with a Japanese roof. But what I like most about this house...
that was avocado, right?
Yeah, actually, I think that was the name of the user on YouTube. Other than the roof, which is amazing, was a great Japanese roof and actually ended up being pretty easy to build and adapt to some of my other builds. But what I like most is the inside, because like Freedom, he likes to pack a lot of stuff in, and I actually took a lot of stuff out. And these shelves were loaded in his build. But this is a little workstation. I imagine this guy is something of a craftsman. So this is a craftsman's area and a tight little kitchen. I like this little kitchen area. It's a little tight. I would feel a little claustrophobic eating there, but I like that. And the kitchen. But I really like the bedroom upstairs. And this is how I got the idea to squeeze a little bedroom into my other house. Shall I sleep?
Sure.
I shall sleep. Was to, from this build, that you could just squeeze these bedrooms into little tiny spaces and add lots of little boxes and stuff to make them look like living spaces.
The clutter makes it feel more real.
Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
I would not have thought that. Throwing a bunch of clutter down in a house makes it look more real. So there's only just one more build left, and we built on it together. And that is over here, what I call the lakefront condo area. And I went with a little different color palette, kind of some warm colors in the warm terracotta. And we're not going to go inside of these ones because I didn't actually finish them. But I did like this, how these three houses kind of came, their roof lines came together and made this private area for people to enjoy.
Yeah, that came out real good.
So I added some seating here and some plant stands on the other side of the walled-in area, or the gazebo area.
I see you've adopted some of the roof drainage with these chains.
From Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I added that to a couple of my houses, actually. And so that's about it. Can you think of anything we missed?
No, I think we've covered all the builds that we did. I see what happened to one of your turtles.
Oh, for pity's sake.
Yeah, I mean, as if he couldn't swim.
Hey, you know what we should do? Do you have your boat still?
I do.
We should just boat downriver. How about that?
Let's do it.
Because this river, I spent a lot of time dressing up these banks, and you don't really see them.
You did a lot of work on the shoreline.
I did. You don't see it from up there, but all the bamboo and the leaves on the bridges, the pollen from the trees. So many things about this build, the little details that I felt like made this one of our favorite builds. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, it took hours and hours on just the detail work.
Oh, and here's the garden, or the little eating area. Oh, it looks so much better from the water. I like it out here. Yeah. I like it from here a lot better. Anyway, that's the end of our episode, and thank you so much for joining us on our Japanese island build tour. Bye now.
Bye.